Hi, it's Ileana. So today I'm going to talk about something that I find interesting, what I've recently heard. Somebody say, well, I'm the only one who talks to these galactics, to these extraterrestrials. I'm the only one who has access to communicating with them. To me, that says, okay, you make a claim you're the only one, but are you the only one who's officially been appointed to have communications with them? How come nobody else can? And it's only you. Is that a superiority complex? Is that something they imagine that they exclusively have rights to? It's just very curious. I know I'm not the only one. I've shared information. Like when I've communicated with Galactics, they've often had messages for other people that I know that I've passed on and facilitated communication for. I know I'm not the only one. I've never been the only one to share communication with the same galactic beings because everyone has the right to communicate with whomever they want at any time. Maybe certain galactic beings may choose specific people to talk to only and pass messages through publicly, perhaps. But I don't think we're the only ones exclusively to have rights to those beings or access. They can talk to whoever they want. Free will choice allows communication with whomever, whenever, galactically, physically, in person, telepathically. It is facilitated on a spiritual mind thought connection of telepathy. But are we the only ones? Maybe, maybe not. I've shared communications with several people with the same galactics that I know of that have also communicated with others freely and openly. There's no boundaries of you're the only one and that's it, because you have certain privileges. Galactics are living beings just like us who can choose to communicate with whomever they want for whatever reasons they need or desire to do so. Free will choice allows for that type of communication. Extraterrestrials rarely show themselves in person to anybody because there's stuff on this planet on Earth that has to do with security. They don't want to be abducted if they come here. They don't want to be experimented on or taken against their free will choice. There's safety issues. Most extraterrestrials can just beam out at any moment from any place. So even if they're captured, they can leave, but some can't. Some are more 4D, 3D based. Some are more 5D, 6D, 7D, 8D, 9D, 10D, 11D, 12D, and higher based life forms with different capabilities of that they can dissipate themselves from 3D or 4D reality and just teleport themselves out of our reality. Some of them literally have the ability to do so biologically. Some use teleportation devices to do it. Some use technology, some use biological abilities to do it. There's degrees and levels of galactics and extraterrestrials' abilities. Some use more technology, some use less. Some tap organically into their abilities, just dissipate and teleport and disappear out of any environment, no matter where they are or who they telepathically communicate with. Some communicate through devices like nanotechnology. If somebody has a nanotech implant, a human in their brain has it, and an ET has it, they can communicate that way, or through organic telepathy by the gifts and abilities that the humans have and the beings who communicate with them have. The question is, why would communication with these beings be exclusive and specific only to one person to pass on messages to others publicly? Why is it so exclusive? Why are you the only one who does it and nobody else can do it but these beings? What makes you so special that you're the only one that gets to do it? Are you on a pedestal? Are you somebody so special that you're the only representative? The only person can do it? Why you? Why just I, and specifically me? And these people will say, it's me, it's only me and nobody else. And they'll name names of certain individuals they communicate with that are galactics. Well, why you? Why only you? Why are you the only one? You're not the only one. They can choose to communicate with whomever they want at any time they want, because free will choice allows for open and honest communication between anyone or anything. The question is, should we do it? Do we need to do it? How much do we do it? Is it for a positive reason? Is it for a less than positive reason? Why is this being done like this? For what purpose? What's the end goal, destination of what's going on here? These communications, these messages, these public announcements. What is the end game? What is this leading towards? Is it really full liberation of our planet? Full disclosure, letting us know what they're doing upstairs in the cosmos with public announcements, news announcements, updates, weekly updates. Is it really what it is? Is it really what's happening up there? What is this? Why is this suddenly so popular and happening every week and announced every week of what the Galactics are doing? Why is it so special? Is it to entertain us? Is it to give us real hope, false hope? What is the narrative here? Is it something that these people enjoy doing on a weekly basis? And it's more than one person who's doing it, making claims. I'm in contact with them for such and such and such, etc., etc. It's more than one person that I've noticed that's going on. And it's interesting to me. Why is it all being announced? These are the people that I talk to. This is what they've given me to share with humanity for our highest good and well-being. Well, why? Why are those beings doing it? And why is it through one person or another person? What is the final result of this? Will it take years to really see these results in person? Are there really space hubs around Jupiter? Are there really disclosure plans with generals of Space Force and the Earth Alliance that will get all of this technology and have access to it? When are we going to see it? To see it is to believe it. To experience it physically is to know the truth of what's really going on planet and off planet. When are we going to physically experience all this advanced healing technology, all these terraformation projects happening on Mars, this Jupiter hub, this Jupiter portal, commerce, free worlds? When are we going to be in this paradigm of a reality shift? When is it going to happen to us as a physical experience of everything that's being talked about, announced, and shared as news? When do we get to see it and feel it ourselves? When we actually get to see that and experience that in person, that's real news. That's reality. Right now it's talk and sharing information and announcing the galactic news. That's great entertainment. I think it's interesting. It's interesting to listen to, good entertainment value. But is there anything more to it in reality? And when are we going to see that reality? That is what I'm really interested in knowing. How much of the talk is going to happen years and years and years, or is this going to happen now of what's being talked about and announced in news, in weekly updates? Now or later? When? When is it coming? There's never a specific date given of when or why. someday, somehow, maybe, but I need to announce the news, or we need to announce the news. It's part of our mission work. Great, announce your news. Do whatever you need to do. Great entertainment value. Highly interesting to know the news of the Galactics. I think it's interesting. I think, I think that, but I want to know the end result of when we actually get to see it in person. When does Earth get access to all of this, the human beings? When, where, how? Give us the nuts and bolts of reality when we get access to it. Not, I think, sometime in the near future down the road. When exactly is it happening? If you're announcing these things, back it up with when. Tomorrow, today, a week from now, a month from now. Do you really know when? Or is it just something that you're being given to share with us as just what's happening to keep us updated, keep us posted? If that's what it is, okay, continue your news. Weekly updates, great entertainment value for Galactic News to know what your people are doing, who you specifically and exclusively communicate with. That's your lane. That's your work lane. That's what you do best. Great scripting, great analysis, great stories, great space arcs of reality. Galactic News. The best news ever in the galaxy. Fascinating. Fascinating news every week. And other galactics communicating with other news, with other beings, and sharing and reporting. Many channels do it. Some of it has great wisdom and has great qualitative information for our ascension. It does. Some of it is great entertainment value of space news, galactic news. Why not? You have the free will choice to do it. And if you think that's honorable, respectful, and decent in what you're doing, keep doing it. Free will choice allows for it. But what does it give humans from what you do? How does it help us? Does it just give us hope in what's to come and to hope for the better world, for what's coming? But we also have to face reality of what's here now. How do we heal ourselves in the moment of the present day? What tools do we really have to make an impact now, not later with what's coming from the galactics? What do we have now that helps us? Thinking about that to me is also important, not just what the ETs are saying, but what's the reality of now and how can that be healed and changed for the better in the present time, at this moment in time in our reality. Who are we? What are we? How can we make an impact here on Earth for what really matters? That is what I'm focusing on. And that's what's important to me. All of this is interesting to me. Good ascension information by ETs in transmissions. Great, interesting stuff to explore. But I'm not going to get hooked on it and just wait for the next transmission to come. I'm going to examine it. I'm going to hear it potentially if it connects to me. And I'll make a decision, and we'll make a decision for what matters or not to us, of what's being shown to us, transmitted and shared with us by certain individuals and information coming from here on Earth, above, in space and beyond. What matters to us is what we resonate with or don't. Free will choice, you get to decide. You have the power. You as human beings, each and every one of you gets to decide what resonates or doesn't and why, for what purpose. I like hearing information from extraterrestrials that has an impact for soul wisdom growth, soul evolution, for healing, for something that makes an impact for us in the world today, that gives us something to work with. Knowledge, teaching that is helpful in today's reality where we are and where we exist. Hearing galactic news what's happening in the galaxy. It's interesting, and again, I think it's great entertainment value for exploring the cosmos. But I want something with a high-end impact that really helps me today. It's great to hear what's happening out there, but how does it impact me today in my daily life? What difference does it make to me and what's going on with me and others on this particular planet, in this particular 3D time reality right now, in the here and the now? How does this change? How does it change anything happening in our reality versus what's happening up there in the galactic worlds? What does it give us? How does it help us? Those are questions I always have in what I'm listening to or hearing. What impact does it give me or others in the here and now, in today's world? Does it really change anything happening on this planet? Well, maybe and maybe not, depending on what news we hear from who and why or when, and what the sources are of that news. How credible are the sources? They believe they're credible, they believe they're honest, and they believe they're telling the truth. It's all about perception of your reality, where it's coming from. You may believe you're doing a great job. That's your mission. Good for you. How it will be received and perceived by others, that can have a differing opinion. To each their own. It's your free will choice which you want to believe or don't. What you perceive as truth or not, up to you. You have a choice. We all have a choice. Nobody can tell us what to do. Nobody can lead us down a road we don't want to be led into. You make the choice of what you perceive in your reality and why. Always free will choice is there to make up your decisions of what you want and what you don't want in your life, in your reality, in your existence. You have that choice. Nobody can take it away from you. Free will choice is always available for critical thinking, for discernment, for knowing intuitively what the truth is and what it is not and why. And those are things we need to keep doing on a daily basis as we navigate reality, as we navigate life and our beautiful experiences on this journey of soul expansion and soul evolution and physical evolution as we go forward in our current reality and in the future, whatever that looks like to each of us and as a whole planetary system, as the collective. We are beautiful living beings having a grand experience in reality. To each other, to ourselves, in the community, we are one, we are unity, and we're also unique individuals sharing thoughts, experience, knowledge. The space is open for everybody. What is the quality of it? What is the messaging of it? And at the end of the day, how much of a difference does it make for us or change anything for us? Those are the questions I keep in mind when I listen or hear anything, anywhere, from experiencers, from galactic news, people who share galactic news, or anything else about reality up there in the galaxies, in the cosmos. What is the difference? What is the impact? What is the information? Why do I need to know it or not know it? I always ask the why. What is the reason for this? And what impact does it make for me and others? What difference does it truly make in change, positive change? How much? How much is the needle moving? How much of a difference is being made? Is it just a lot of good talk that eventually we might see it or hear it or get to touch it? When is it coming though? What's the reality of it? It's all about perception and understanding the scope of the information coming through from whoever, whenever. The whys, the whens, and what is it truly that we're hearing and listening to? Is it a real reality? Or is it something else quite different? From a holographic perspective, multidimensional perspective? Is it a simulation? Is it real reality that we're experiencing? Or is it multi-layered and all of the above put together as part of the grand experience in this cosmic universe experiment that we're part of? And how do we perceive it and understand it in physicality and energetically, and all as a whole blended in as one, as the experiences? What is it we're experiencing and going through, and why? Those are mysterious questions that we all can have answers to when we explore all of this and examine it with high clarity, with critical thinking, discretion, and good old discernment of what's real and what's important to us in this world. Thank you so much.